Welcome to another episode of the Brown Couch Bruhz.
Brown Couch Bruhz, here we go again, right here on Jefferson, east side of Detroit.
Brown Couch Bruhz, and emphasis on the brown today. Got one of my own. I got one of my own, baby. I got one of my own in the building. So Brown Couch Bruhz in the building, baby. Let's go.
We got way too many Trojans.
Oh, man.
It's really the annex or reference, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So in customary fashion, let's tip it off.
Tip it off, man. Get it the right way.
As you can see, we got a special guest in with us today. We'll get to our special guest in just a second. But before we do that, let's tip it off. Jess, what you got for your tip off?
Well, my tip off today, man, is respect the commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that with all due respect.
Roger Goodell?
No, me. Listen,
Okay,
man,
all right.
fantasy football last week, man. We taped our show.
Yeah.
And I was looking good going into 4 o'clock.
Looking great.
I was playing you, the loaf, in silver and blue. I was playing the honcho in Blackstone.
Mm-hmm.
I was killing. I was up 60 on one, 68 on the other. Then 4 o'clock happened.
The 4 o'clock game.
4 o'clock.
Jared Goff got hot.
Oh, man. So the loaf had Jared Goff, Gibbs. You know what they did. Jared Goff, what, 71 points last
71.
No respect for me. No respect for me at all. Honcho, he goes into the game with St. Brown and Josh Allen. He got Josh Allen and St. Brown. Took me out, 4 o'clock. So y'all show no respect.
Yeah.
And we'll be bringing this up at the league meeting.
At the league meeting?
Yeah, going into next year. Man, respect the commissioner. But shouts out to everybody that's in the Fantasy League playoffs right now. Make sure y'all get your money into y'all commissioners. Everybody want to get paid. So, but you know,
I'll be late.
it was a successful year, man. All in all, man. But fantasy leagues, man, it'll change your life on Sundays, bro. You'll be sitting good at 1 o'clock. Then 4 o'clock come, man, and you just want to kick your dog. So, but congratulations to y'all too. I know y'all got big games today. So
huge game.
Yeah.
Huge
so
game.
congratulations on taking out the commission, man. But
Appreciate you, brother.
Show me some respect.
Loaf, what you got for your tip off?
Man, sad to say, the great Rickey Henderson passed away a couple of days ago, age 65. Probably arguably the greatest leadoff hitter. Probably is the greatest leadoff hitter that ever played the game. First ballot Hall of Famer. You know, when they come up with these Hall of Fame votes and percentages, how you get in, he got 94%, but I don't understand how come he couldn't get 98, 100%.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about a guy that had 2,295 runs scored, 3,000 hits. We're not even talking about the stolen bases, which that record probably would never be broke.
It's not going to be
so. That'd be my tip off. Shout out to Rickey Henderson and his family. This was a guy, I don't know if you understand, like in baseball, they give you a per diem per day. Mm-hmm. Like if you were on the major league roster, they give you spending money. And he played 25 years and he said he never spent his. So history has it that he probably had over $200,000 in per diem money that he never touched. That he never touched or spent. So great player for the game of baseball. I always talk to the third person. Funny story, he played with John Olerud one year in Toronto.
That 93 team that won it all.
And he was the one that always wore the hard hat. Instead of the baseball cap, he wore the hard hat because he had brain problems growing up. And so after Rickey rejoined Toronto, he said, you know, I played with a guy that wore the same kind of hat you wore when he played, when we played together. He didn't really realize that it was the same guy. Yeah. So shout out to the great Rickey Henderson, man. May he rest in peace. And we lost a great one.
Right.
Lost a great one.
25 seasons.
25 seasons.
25 seasons, 9 different teams. We know him definitely with the A's. The Yankees, you know, his flair for the game. You know, you see him catch the last out, bam, catch the last out, snap it. So he was swag.
Yeah, he was the Deion Sanders of baseball.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. You know,
before Deion Sanders.
Before Deion Sanders.
But to your point on the 94%, when he did the speech, when he broke the record of Lou Brock. And so him and Lou, I picked up on this story with Tim Kirch. He said him and Lou Brock actually wrote the speech together.
Okay.
He was supposed to have it in his back pocket. When he break the record, read the speech. Rickey didn't take the speech out. So what he did was he went off the cuff and was like, you know, Lou Brock, y'all know him as the base stealing champ. but now I'm the greatest of all time. Now, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Right.
Lou Brock is sitting over there. It's like,
Right.
That kind of rubbed people the wrong way.
Right.
That's why I think the 94% came in, because people didn't understand the dynamic of what happened with that. So Rickey got caught in the moment, and he said what he said.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that was it. They called him the man of steel, man. So, 9 different teams, Hall of Fame in 2009, best leadoff hitter, arguably, in baseball, man. So, rest in peace, man. And thank you for the memories.
The memories,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thank you for the
baseball. I mean, I think he changed the game of baseball pertaining to the stolen base. They don't do it as much now. I think they kind of picked it up this year, but he was the first guy, as when I was growing up, Ed first slide, the flair, the drama, and stuff like that. So, once again, rest in peace, Rickey Henderson.
Rest in peace, Rickey Henderson. Well, for my tip-off today, man, I watched UConn and USC women's game last night.
Oh, yeah.
I caught the tail
I'm
end.
probably the only one on this show.
No, you're not. You're not.
I caught that in the 4-minute mark.
Always bigging up the ladies' game, man. But last night, I saw the best women's basketball player in the game today, in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't Paige Beckers. JuJu Watkins.
JuJu on the beat.
I have never seen a player with that much in her bag.
Better than
I'm
Maya
talking
Moore.
about the pull-up, better than Maya Moore. The pull-up from 3, the get to the cup, the in-between game, the getting it off the rim and pushing it up the floor. She did everything last night. Ended up with 25 against UConn, who were ranked 4th. USC was ranked 7th. But she has to be the best women's basketball player in the game today. Wow. Easy. Hands down. I didn't see a flaw in her game. She defended. She locked up. She rebounded. She found open people at the end of the game, got to the free throw line, knocked them down, iced the game, and only a sophomore.
Wow.
Only a sophomore in the game. Now I'm glad that we get to see her for another 2 years in the Big Ten. With USC coming back.
Well, she can come out early, right? She can come out as a junior.
It would make no sense for her to come out early, considering that she has a Nike deal.
Oh yeah.
And all the NIL she's getting, she
make more now than
she's on State Farm commercials.
Right.
She's gonna make just as much money now, probably more money now than she would if she went to the Dub.
Absolutely.
But man, it was a sight to see. I think Paige Beckers is good, but JuJu Watkins is on a whole nother level from all the women she's going to play in college basketball today. I cannot wait to see her get to the Dub, because I really believe she's going to dominate there. There's nothing she can't do at 6'2". I mean, she was posting people up. 6'2". She's posting people up, getting to the basket, knocking down the 3. I mean, rebounding the ball. I mean, there's nothing I saw this woman can't do on the floor. So shout out to her. And USC looking for bigger and better things coming out of them over the season. It's gonna be nice, that tournament coming
Yeah.
to see them against South Carolina. Iowa's still gonna be pretty good. Michigan's gonna be pretty good.
And Iowa got popped the other day, didn't it?
And then UConn, UConn coming up. I mean, this will probably be the only blemish on their record coming down. And unless they. It's a hiccup against Notre Dame, which I think Notre Dame is going to be pretty tough too. So it should be an exciting season in women's college basketball.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, so we got a guest today.
Got a guest, man.
Loaf, Jess, I'll let you all do the honors of introducing our guest.
There you go.
Oh, you want me to start it off? I've been knowing the guy a long time. Yeah.
Take it.
Anyway, let me real short story, man. Me and this guy, Leon Maynard, our guest today. We grew up together, man, on the west side of Detroit, on Marlowe. He lived around the block, if I'm not mistaken, right? He was on Hub, right? And so we had a friend in common, Michael Evans. Shout out to Mike and his brother Dante and Mr. Evans and Miss Evans. Rest in peace, Mr. Evans. But yeah, me and Leon, we grew up together, man, playing football, baseball, basketball, whatever neighborhood kids did. Yeah. My grandparents lived next door to the Evans. Right next door. So he always was in the area. We was kids, man. And, 10, 12 years old, just playing sports. And we've had a friendship for 40 years. You know, we see each other on and off periodically doing baseball season, football, whatever you want to call it. And we get into his history and stuff like that, what he doing now. But yeah, great friend, great guy. Kind of been like a mentor to me because he was always big bro, you know. So glad to have you here on the show today.
Henry Ford grad, 1985, 3-sport letter. You know,
Redford North.
Redford.
Here we go.
Redford North.
You know what? Leonard Cry probably would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Ford was created.
Cry say all the players was at Redford, and they transferred.
Way too many students at Redford High School. They had to create another school.
This guy.
Lord.
It's just Redford North, man.
Go ahead, Jess.
Listen, man. Baseball, football, basketball with this guy, man. High level golfer in the area, man. His name rings out on the greens. So, you know, shouts out to that. And definitely he a stylist. And, man, I'm just glad to call him a friend, man. He's always, like you said, been a big brother to me as well. Him and I coach some high school baseball together. And, I mean, tons of information. He's always coaching. No matter when you see him, always coaching. You know, so, man, shouts out to my man, Leon Maynard, man. Glad to have you. Too sweet.
What y'all call him?
Oh, he know. the sharpest man on the field, bro. Yeah. You know, sometimes when you go to a basketball gym, you know, you dress the part. You know, you red, you got your red and your black, you got your wristbands up here. You look, they like, hey man, check that guy. He walking onto a football field, baseball field. Yeah, that's their man right there. They knew. He fooled him out the gate, but he was a hell of a ball player, so it really wasn't no fool.
Right.
But they had eyes on him off the rip, bro. So
and real quick, when you talk about a 3-sport athlete, which is kind of rare in these days, you know, normally get 2. You know, but like you said, Leon was a 3-sport guy, and you talking about fast. You know, 4-4 wasn't even. He was always, you know, 4-3. He 4-3 guy. You know, so I can remember where, you know, our days, and I guess we'll talk about it during the cast. But you know, Henry Ford, McKenzie, and yeah, I never beat Ford in football. But yeah, man, you know, athlete extraordinaire right here.
I'm glad to have you on the show, bro.
Well, I'm just glad to have another golf guy. The rest of these guys have no idea what that game is like. But I'm glad to have another golf guy on the show. Leon Maynard, you know, we talked about a little bit about where you grew up. End up going to Henry Ford. Could have been anybody else, any other school other than Henry Ford, or were you destined to always be a Trojan?
Wow, that's a great question because I was tipping to go to Murray Wright, and I thought I was a basketball guy. Okay. True basketball. I played, that was my game as far as I was concerned. I played everything, but I felt like basketball was my game. So that you asked that, I'm hoping to go to some other school, be it Murray Wright, you know, grade suspect to go to Brother Rice and the UNEs of the world. But my good friend, David Whitaker, Henry Ford, Trojan.
Hell of a running back.
He was a football guy, you know, and I played football, but that wasn't me, I thought. So his mom, they kind of got the finagling going on where he was able to get into Henry Ford. He lived on Hartmore. So he lived further away than I did. So I'm like, man. So long story short on that, that's how I got into Henry Ford. I had no clue about going to Henry Ford.
Wow.
None. So it was just like, he was like, come on, man, just go to Ford with me. And I was like, and that's my guy.
Right.
And then, you know, it was crazy. I was playing ball in the gym at Ford while they were practicing football. Coach Hoskins gave me a basketball. He's like, here, you know, this is supposed to be your thing. Go ahead, take that. We're going to practice. So I was playing around in the gym. And Coach Allen came in. I didn't know he came in. And he's like, hey, you know, and I turned startled because I'm the only one in the gym.
Right.
And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And he's like, who are you, young man? And I was like, I'm Leon Maynard. And he was like, you go here? You go to this school? I said, no, sir. you know, I at that time I hadn't decided what I was going to do. And he was like, okay, well, you let me know if you come in here, you know, because obviously he was watching me for a little bit. So that's the story. They come back in. I'm like, man, the basketball coach came in.
Right.
So that's how it all came to full circle fruition, me going to Ford.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
No clue about Henry Ford before that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So
look,
I got a couple of little stories that I need to say.
keep it low.
So,
But we're gonna get to all of those.
yeah.
Man, that's something, bro. So look, you played all three at Henry Ford.
Yeah.
How'd you juggle that, man? I mean, you
Geez,
leaving out of one to the
I
next.
mean, well, you know, you got football and then you go into basketball. So basketball, I only really was able to play JV basketball. And this is a story that you don't know about, but we're gonna go to football real quick. Unfortunately, we lost my senior year in state playoffs. And I had an encounter with Sam Tobbs, which is Mumford's athletic director. He was officiating our game. You remember that, Joe?
Oh, wow.
I remember it because my dad was an official. He assigned him to that game.
It's your dad's fault.
The setup.
Wow, here you
It's
go.
terrible. And this is why I coach today, is because I had an encounter with Sam Tobbs leaving the field, and there was some physicality going on between he and I.
Wow.
Yeah, and that like blew my whole, I should say, direction of where I was going, totally out of realm. What happened to get to that is following week, Michigan High School Athletic Association representation came into the school. My parents,
Wow.
the principal, and them.
It blew up like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a meeting, and it was either you can stay at Henry Ford and not participate in any more sports,
Mm-hmm.
or you can be excluded from Henry Ford and go elsewhere.
Wow.
And if I went anywhere else, I wouldn't be able to play anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I never played senior football. Senior basketball, senior baseball, track.
Wow.
I couldn't because of that. So that's one of the main reasons I coach, because that changed. And I'll get into the football side when we get there, but that was way ahead. But that's what happened there. So it ended up being a good scenario for me, because I went to Michigan camp. Mo Rising, who was a coach at Central Michigan, loved me and contacted Reggie Mitchell, who was at Fair State. That's the only reason.
I remember Reggie Mitchell, he recruited me
Yeah.
out of McKinsey. Yep. He was at Western then, though.
Yeah,
when
so
you
that was
recruited me.
That's the only way I got into school.
Right.
So speaking of coaching, how'd you start? I mean, where'd you start?
Oh man, so coaching, 92. Was playing flag football. I spoke on it earlier, and I was in Hampton, Virginia. Was playing flag football with some guys. You know, obviously everyone is formal football players, and this first game I played, and they were like, "Who are you?" You know, everyone's like, "Who?"
You was killing it, man.
Yeah, basically,
just basically, you was out there. You was killing it.
making a little noise, quietly.
Right.
Where you from? So
From Detroit.
yeah, from Detroit. You know, I'm living here now, and so two of the guys were coaches at Bethel High School,
Okay.
which is a school that Allen Iverson went to.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the connection for me and Allen. I actually didn't do anything big, but coached the receivers as far as, you know, starts, way to properly catch the ball, different things that a lot of individuals aren't taught.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where it started. And that was a long time ago, and I've touched a lot of people, and I still coach currently at Lance Cruz High School,
Okay.
where one of my former players is the head coach.
Nice.
Wow.
So it's you know, it's gratifying. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely nice. You know, and real quick, I remember talking to him about Damon going to U of D.
Yep.
You know, he said, what should he do? Should we go to U of D, give a cash? He said, you go where you're going to play.
Right. Yeah.
You go where you're going to play.
Yeah.
I won't let any of those obstacles get in the way.
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. We was at the game in the bleachers.
Yep. Sure would. Yep.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So how'd you get to Virginia? Before we get to your time in at Bethel, how'd you get to Virginia?
Okay, so born and raised here in Highland Park General. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm a HPC, but I'm living in Detroit.
Yeah.
So
everybody couldn't make it to Sinai Grace when they was pregnant. Hey, where we at?
The Detroit Memorial.
We're gonna get right in the forward. Right. Couldn't make it. We gotta get up. That's crazy right there.
So
birth certificate say Island Park.
But I'm from here, born and raised. My dad and mom are from Newport News, Virginia.
Oh wow, I never knew that.
So I moved here. My dad was in the Navy, and after that, Ford Motors.
Okay.
You know, everyone migrated here for that big three thing.
Yeah.
So obviously my whole family was in the mix with that, and that's how I became in Detroit. How I came to Detroit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was born here. My brother was born in Virginia before we moved this way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how did you get to Bethel and everything, and how did you and Allen Iverson relationship blossom and start? I know you say you coach receivers, and I know he did play a little through that thing a little bit.
Through the ball, yeah. I mean, he's so like I called Mike and Mar and told him I am now with the best athlete I've ever known.
Wow. And that's saying a lot coming from Detroit.
Yeah.
And the guys
you playing around with.
Right.
Exactly.
Keep going.
Yeah, the blanket ships of the world, Darnell Dickinsons of the world, all that.
Best athlete ever seen by eyes. I always go him and Barry Sanders as far as movement.
Yeah.
Because I told him, I said, man, everyone asked me, how about Allen Iverson in football? How good was he? I said, so this is things you can picture. Just imagine him playing basketball and not have to dribble the ball. Just run with the ball.
Man.
It would be crazy.
Oh, that's right.
That's a hell of a analogy. Yeah. You're right. It'd be crazy. Right. That's what it is.
I had two experiences playing against Allen Iverson. So the first one was in high school at the Cage Classic.
Okay.
We were warming up, and I'm thinking to myself, whose little brother is that? He was little, looked young in the face, and back then you didn't really know who guys were. You had like Street and Smith magazine where you would see these names, but you never saw the faces with people. Man, when we tipped off, and I saw that guy play, he was like a blur.
Yes.
You never it was, and it was effortless movement. To your point, man, and he ended up putting on a show against us. Now beat us in the Cage Classic, little AAU tournament. My second time encountering him was in college when we played Georgetown over Christmas break, and this was back when they had 4 pros. It was Jahidi White, it was Allen Iverson, Jerome Williams, and Othello Harrington. Man, they were on that team, and man, it was a shot that went up, and he caught a tip dunk on our 6'10" center.
No problem.
And it was all she wrote.
Right, it was all
she wrote. I handled my own. I handled my own. They knew who I was.
Right.
But man, it was just, first of all, it was Georgetown. It was Big John Thompson. It felt like it was 6 people out there on the floor, 7 people out there on the floor. But the way he moved and his speed, and it was just effortless. The way that he was able to score the basketball. And, right then you knew he was special. He was special.
No question. I mean, in basketball, my first time really seeing him play and just taking it easy, we were in the gym, we played before practice. So a bunch of the guys that graduated from Bethel, neighborhood cat, we would play, and then he jumps on the court, and I'm like, man, you playing football? Don't worry. He's like, we all right. So we played. First time down, I mean, he went up and flushed that boy so tough. It was like, whoa, hold up.
Yeah.
So when you met him, he was a football guy.
Yeah,
Well,
I came in the football
season. Yeah.
So I didn't know about the basketball.
Right, exactly.
You know, it was and to what you're saying, it was him, X, which is X Xavier and Tony Rutland. So Tony Rutland played with Tim Duncan at Wake.
Okay.
So Tony Rutland's Hawaiian cat, and Tony Rutland could go just like him. Tony Rutland's shot was just unbelievable, just anywhere.
Right.
So the thing was nobody really knew, but if Tony brought the ball down, he was getting ready to throw Allen the oop. It was just like that, and it was happening. I seen it happen on Joe Smith. I mean, Joe Smith 6'9".
Right.
He catch
it. Didn't matter.
I mean, Allen's body is like, like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he gonna kill himself, but he
right back up. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So it's just incredible to see.
Yeah, one of the toughest guys I've ever seen. We talk a lot about, the greatest, who's some of the greatest ball players of all time. And, the big three always come up. The Kobe, Mike, LeBron, they always come up in a conversation. We rarely talk about AI in a lot of those conversations. Why do you think that is? I mean, why do you think he rarely comes up in the conversations of some of the greatest of all time? I mean, they put him in a category like Isaiah Thomas of small guys who played. But his toughness and the numbers he put up. And his MVP stat, he rarely gets caught up, brought up in the greatest of all time conversation. Why do you think that is?
You touched it. I think size. It's not here, but here mentally. I think so. I'll give you this. If he was 6'6" like Jordan, what would have happened?
Yeah,
you're right about that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right about that.
That's just like, okay, like you said, Isaiah.
Yeah, Isaiah.
Why? Isaiah's that guy.
Yeah.
Isaiah
always
got two of them boys.
Yeah.
Come on. Why not? I think size, like stature, you being able to flush on somebody at will, and all of these things. Like I could take over the game. Yeah, Allen could take over the game, but it wasn't physically taking over like a LeBron type situation.
Yeah.
So I think all those different dynamics come into play when you're talking about that guy.
Yeah.
Will all the big men
dominant. Yeah, just right. Yeah.
Everyone is 6'5" plus.
The size.
It's the first time that someone has been talking about. I mean, the closest has been Steph.
That's it. Yeah. Steph.
And Steph 6'3".
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The closest thing to, even being thinking about that, because he's obviously changed the game, was shooting from, next week.
Right.
Last week.
Yeah.
I really feel like size is a difference. We might not write it down, but mentally, I think the thought is that.
Well, last thing I'll say about AI is he's probably the best basketball player I've ever been on the floor with at the same time. I've been fortunate enough to play against a lot of guys, but he's the best basketball player I've ever been on the floor with at the same time. I mean, hands down, it's easy for me. He was special.
Yeah.
So look, Lee. So you're a three sport guy, like I said earlier. But you done went off and added something else to your repertoire.
It is a sport. It is a sport.
How did you get into this, man? How did you get into this golf game? Full of concentration. You're not getting hit. They're not throwing the ball at you. I mean, this is, what I'm saying? So you just walk in the greens. What's happening?
So golf is unbelievable game that the ball's not moving.
Yeah.
Ball. This is one of the only games the ball is not moving.
So do you say that to say that
I say
you got control over?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. All right, let me let you talk. Right.
I'm just speaking on the game.
Right.
So I started at 8. Yeah. Wow. I started at 8 with Marvin Mike. Well, again, we talked about the names of his grandparents.
Right, yeah.
But see, Marvin Mike
their father played, right?
Yeah. Those are my guys. All right. So the story is like he said, I would always be over there. They had the hoop.
Yeah.
They had the pool table in the basement, the ping pong, everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything was going. You know, in the winter we skiing.
Yeah.
We won't even get into that.
Right.
We're gonna stick with this.
I used to ski, y'all.
I used to go over to the house, and you know, I'm up early, so we just say 10 o'clock. It could probably be 8 o'clock as a kid,
right?
You know, an 8-year-old kid, and you know, back then freedom was nothing.
You were house, right. That's it. Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
In my case, you know, being a house, the street lights, you know, I'm there before the street lights come on.
Yeah.
But so I would go over and say, you know, I call her Maro, what Mike? They playing golf, Lee. I'm like, hey. So they'll be back at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. So I go home. It's 8 o'clock. I go home. 1 o'clock come. Guess where I'm going? Back around.
Back on. Yeah.
They're still at golf, Lee.
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I couldn't get that. Like, why does it take so long?
Right.
Why are they going
so long? Right.
You know?
These my guys. Where y'all at? Right.
So, you know, after, you know, maybe a year of that, 2 years of that, you know,
it's enough of that.
Christmas came, I had a set of golf clubs.
There you go.
They got me a set of golf clubs because I was just, you know, consistently doing it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, bought up at Palmer Park Golf Course, you know, played with every Monday with T-Set. T-Set is probably one of the longest running women's golf group.
Okay.
T-Set. Okay.
T-Set. So they started us playing every Monday, and then at the end of the season, we'll have a golf tournament. And these women were stellar golfers. Mike's mom.
Yeah, Miss Evans.
So,
yeah.
That's where I learned how to play at Palmer Golf Course with T-Set. They would bring in a pro, and the pro, along with the T-Set members, would teach us how to play golf.
Wow.
And it was great. That's where I learned the game. And man, I went away from the game in between 15 to 25. So after I finished my sports, you know, shenanigans, I'll call it shenanigans, but my sport history, a guy was in Virginia, said, man, I'm going to play some golf. I said, hey, I might need to start back playing golf. So that's when I started back playing golf. And obviously, you know, I'll be playing until I can't play. That's the sport it is.
I was told to ask you how many hole-in-ones you've had.
I have two.
Yeah, two.
Now, how many balls have been on the rim? Man, I probably have 100 that's on the rim touching the cup.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, when it's your time, it's your time.
Right.
I mean, the wind could be blowing this way or whatever. I mean, one guy, his ball hit the flag. We saw it hit the flag. It hit the ground, and then it spun back to the hole. Come on. Is it your day?
It's your day.
Yeah, it's your day. Hole-in-ones happen with people that have only been playing a year. You know, sometimes it happened, like I think it happened with a guy that it was his second round.
Wow.
Just, you know, that's the game.
Well, I'm yet to get one.
That's the game.
I'm 2 years in. I'm yet to get one.
Well, when you get it, the thing is, when you get it,
somebody gotta see it.
Well, no, somebody gotta see it. It's gonna be unexpected. You know, you just gonna hit that boy. You gonna hit it good.
But see,
and next thing you know, it's in the cup.
Yeah. Every time I'm on the par 3, I'm saying it's going in.
Right. You gotta have that mindset.
So that because golf is 80% mental.
Okay.
So I don't know. You've been playing for 2 years. Have you ever stepped over the ball and said, "Man, I don't want to do this," and then you swing and you do that?
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
It happened. It's happened a lot.
Yeah.
It's happened a lot.
I go like, you know, my thing is when I see water in front of me, it's grass. There was a commercial that they had the ducks coming down, sliding, falling into the water, but it was grass. So I mentally picture grass.
Anytime you see water.
You see the water, and it's right here.
You're gonna hit it in the water.
You're hitting the water.
It's going in. Yeah.
Do something physically to stop from your normal regimen, and bam, it's gonna go to water.
Yeah. It's danger to the right. Don't hit it to the right. Then what you do?
Hit it to the right.
That's it.
What kind of handicap you carrying now?
10. I'm 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
So to be considered, what is like if you get a pro card, what's your handicap has to be?
You are scratch.
Got to be. Oh, you got to scratch.
So to understand handicap for those that are out here that might not know, handicap is the amount of times you should cover 18 holes in your strokes. So you should be able to play, for instance, if it's a par 72, then over 18 holes, you should only have 72 strokes.
That's it.
That's it. That's scratch.
That's scratch. Okay.
So anything above that is what your handicap is.
So you are 82.
82.
So you 10 over.
Correct.
A scratch.
Correct.
So 10 over to 72.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
Sometimes you shoot 82. Sometimes you shoot 85. Sometimes you shoot 79.
Right.
So it's just, that's where you are.
But you averaging 82.
Correct.
Cool. Yeah.
That's where the handicap is.
Wow.
But it's according to the course too. Some courses 72, some may be 71, some may be 73, whatever the course handicap is.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. So that's what you allocate your handicap.
Cool. Yeah. What you shoot? What's your handicap?
Well, I'm about a 22.
Over.
About a 22.
So that would be 94.
Second year.
So
Second year. Yeah.
Great.
I'll probably average.
Breaking 100.
I'll probably average 95.
Yeah.
And I'll do something in there. Every now and then I'll go over 100.
Yeah.
I think my best round's been at 89.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
That's good, man.
That's
That's
good.
real.
2 years in.
That's good.
Yeah.
And the hardest time is when you get basically to where I am.
Mm-hmm.
To get
it down to 72.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the hardest time.
Wow.
Because you've done everything, so you might have a problem. I don't know. What's your strong point in your game?
I mean, I can hit it pretty well off the tee. I putt okay. But chipping and probably my iron play is probably,
the better part of your game.
Yeah.
Which is typically the hardest part.
Yeah.
Drive for show, putt for dunk.
Yeah.
Or 150 yards in is really the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's
most people can go up and hit a golf ball with a driver. One thing, the head is 3 times as long as the ball.
Right.
Okay. And then when you get to the irons, now you only got a ball and a half size.
Right.
Okay, so now we decreasing the size for you to make impact. So it's
your focus got to be totally different.
It's everything is muscle, has to become muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game that you have to work at. And where we are in Michigan, what happens is first thing to go is touch. Touch is 150 and in.
Yep.
All right. Touch and field is 150 and in. So that's the first thing you lose. In Michigan, we lose that because we are gone. We out of golf.
Let's go. Do it from so long. Right.
To March, May.
Yeah.
Oh, you say May? Okay. Yeah.
Because the ground is still wet.
Yeah.
That saturated.
Yeah.
It's got to get right because when you make contact with the ball, you're gonna hit the ground. That ground can't give.
Right.
If it gives, then guess what? You're gonna boop.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get full impact.
Yeah,
when you hit the ground, you see the big pros, you see the big divot form.
Yeah. That ground and gate is going through.
It's going through.
Yeah.
You get that, it's not gonna give. And you're not getting that. So you're not gonna get a true hit of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say May. May, we want the ground to be hard, not soft.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you've obviously been playing golf for a long time. Part of when I got into the game, the first thing I did was I looked at what people was wearing. Mm-hmm. I wanted to make sure I looked good out there. You know what I mean?
It's a fashion statement.
Right. You gotta look the part. Right. You gotta look the part.
You had it in your blood a long time ago. See, you don in the Eastside Golf gear. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, Black-owned golf apparel companies in the game. Yeah. How'd you get hooked up with Eastside Golf? And then, what's that relationship like now? And sort of what's your role?
Okay. So I'll start from the beginning because it's a great story.
Mm-hmm.
The story is everything.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike, house in Florida, Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Okay.
That's basically family house. We go down, play golf. It's plenty of golf courses around. But there's a PGA course, for St. Lucie. And at that course was a young man who, African-American, professional assistant professional.
Okay.
Of the course. One, we aren't there.
Yeah, you don't see that.
Right.
You don't see that at all.
Two, at a PGA course, we definitely aren't there.
Right.
For the most part. Okay. So this in young brother, 26. Yeah. So obviously we talk to them all the time, you know. So Mike is there, and I'm obviously here working. Mike is the owner of the company, so he can go as much as
he wants. Yeah.
So Mike asked Earl, his name is Earl. He says, Earl, what do you do on the off season? Off season in Florida is the summer.
Summertime. Yep.
This is golf season now.
Okay, right.
In Florida, everyone migrates to Florida to play golf. So Earl says, well, I go home and I teach golf. He's from Delaware. So Mike's like, well, what if I can get you a job at Detroit Golf Club, being an assistant pro during our golf season? And he was like, oh, well, you know, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike was already going to put it in play.
Yeah.
Put it in play. So fast forward, Mike was like, hey, somebody going to be calling you. You just go ahead and do this interview. Then if you don't want it, you can say you don't want it.
Right.
You're going to go ahead and do this interview. Long story short, interview, get it. Right? So Mike says, Lee, Earl got this job. I got the job, and you don't have nobody at your house. He need to stay there. You got 3 bedrooms.
Right.
And I'm saying to myself, man, my son is in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm so good.
Right.
But I do know that Earl is a great kid.
Yeah.
So Mike's like, man, Lee, he ain't gonna be there. He gonna be working. So I'm like, okay, man. Okay, all right. You know, cool. So real talk about that is it was like he wasn't there for 3 years.
Wow. So he stayed with you?
He stayed for 3 years.
During the golf season.
Yeah.
Okay.
So during the summer.
Yeah.
So Earl, so that's Earl. So Earl played golf at Morehouse. All right. So we're gonna go to the other side because it's 2 owners. Elijah worked for I think it's IBM. I'm not sure, but he was in sales with this company. And so Earl, to go back, wanted to be the pro golf teacher. Okay. So that's how you in the club. You want lessons, they come to the pro.
Yeah.
So that's how they go. Elijah wanted to be the tour pro.
So you go out.
He has tour pro game.
Okay.
He got that game.
Yeah.
He wanted to go here. You know. So Earl, that's good. You're gonna do that. Elijah wanted to do this. So Elijah is trying to go there. But Elijah doesn't have the funds. So what does he say? He say, man, I'm gonna sell some t-shirts. And immediately you think like some t-shirts. So a guy had a picture of Elijah. And on the picture, he added the chain. Elijah put that on t-shirts. So it was this, but larger on the t-shirt.
Okay.
So it was, 10 times the size of the normal Eastside polo thing.
Okay.
Let's say it's big. So Elijah started selling them, and they were going like crazy. Yeah, and I'm like, everybody asking me about this t-shirt.
Right.
Everybody's asking about this t-shirt. So I'm like, man.
So you out playing and you wearing it?
No. I this is not golf. This is just a t-shirt.
Right.
I'm not even. We ain't in golf. We in t-shirt, shorts, hanging out.
Okay.
That type thing.
Okay.
No, because you can't wear that t-shirt like that.
No. On the course. Right.
Okay. So, fast forward. Elijah is, getting on this. So he said, so they like, Lee, some people, with my connection with Allen, I call Mo, who was Allen's manager, because we want to hook up with some NBA guys that play golf.
That play golf. Okay. Yep.
Play golf. So, boom, 36 people.
You call out. Right, exactly.
So we got 36 guys in the league that play golf. And now the first Chanel sweatshirt. We didn't send no T-shirt. Sent them the Chanel sweatshirt. So 36 of them got Chanel sweatshirt.
Who were some of the early guys?
I'm just gonna name one.
Okay,
that's it. We just gonna name one.
Oh, okay.
One person. So we got we have it where the season is about to end for the pandemic.
Okay.
They already had the meeting. It's canceling the season.
Yeah, to figure out.
Right?
Yeah.
Who got their sweatshirt on? Chris Paul. He the one that's president of the Players Association.
Right.
He going in with the sweatshirt on. 2,600 orders.
Wow.
24 hours.
Are you serious?
Damn.
So they said, we can't order it. So we contact everybody that ordered and said,
y'all can't do it. You can't fill the order.
Because of the pandemic.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You can't get
we can't do it because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So they like, okay, well, whenever you can.
We want it. We in.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's really a money issue.
Okay.
Because funds got to
come.
You got to get funded and get inventory in.
There's a guy that they go down to meet with in Florida. So the thing is, not signing anything. Nothing signed to get money. So they go and see this guy, and this guy says he can give X, Y, Z, A, B, C.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So he flew them down. So then the end of that meeting happens. They get on the elevator, they see the guy asks about what they have on.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, I don't know. They tell him the story, and he says, I'll come back down here in an hour. Came back down an hour, Mr. Jordan.
Yeah.
So that's where it came to play Michael Jordan.
Wow.
So now we got, and basically he's like, whatever they want to do, we want to do. So that's how we got the Jordan, the sign, the Jordan collaboration with Eastside.
Right.
So we did that 2 years, and now we're here. So the story is, how can that happen?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
from I'm going to sell T-shirts.
Yeah.
So here we are. Yeah. You know, it's just.
Is he still the golf guy, golf pro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that guy.
You still that guy?
So it's two sides. So Olajuwon is the designer of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he designed everything Eastside you see. Olajuwon is the designer, and Earl is the business side. So they got real nice relationship. Because no one knocks each other. Most of the time when businesses begin to get too high, there's a separation.
Right.
They're so connected but disconnected that they don't hurt each other.
Yeah.
Whereas normal business is, I don't like what you're doing, you don't like what I'm doing, I'm going here. You know, it's a negative.
Yeah.
They won't run. It shouldn't run into that. Because of where the parts that they're playing. So that's really, and I am the brand ambassador.
There you go.
For Eastside from Michigan. So that's my thing.
Nice.
Get everybody in some Eastside.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Eastside gear, bro.
Get the bros up in there.
I've been spending my money on it now.
We're gonna
get a little. That's what I like to hear.
Right.
Get that box going.
Yeah,
but it's a dope story. It's a dope concept. And it's quality wear.
Yeah.
Every place I go, you go to these golf, these country clubs. They don't used to seeing Eastside golf wear. But every time I go, people come up to you, ask you, where do you get that from? What is that?
Yeah.
What is it? And so I tell them, obviously as much as I know, and they love it, man. They love it. So I'm excited to wear it.
And it's black on, man.
It's black on.
It's black on. So we got a lot
That's
of golfers.
the first thing that I did when I started playing. It was like, okay, what's the
wardrobe? Where I'm at? Yeah.
What am I wearing?
Yeah.
And finding Eastside Golf, man, has just been fantastic. The only knock I have on it is that it's not enough purple and gold. We need more purple and gold.
That's coming out. Yeah.
Gold is in the mix.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's just you having, so there's a gold polo, there's a purple polo.
It's lavender though.
Lavender. Oh, it's lavender?
It's lavender.
I've seen a whole lot of your bros.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Also, so you know that we are in Atlanta, Detroit, LAX, Memphis, and Minneapolis airports.
And the PGA store.
Yep. And we are here in Detroit. We'll have our own store in June.
Nice.
Also here We are in the old train station. We have a pop-up.
Oh, y'all over there?
Okay.
Okay.
So
Cool.
until January 6th.
Right down Michigan.
Nice.
So you got a place you can walk in, touch, feel, and get whatever you want to get.
Nice. I'm on it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm on it.
That's what's
I'm
up,
on it.
bro.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what's
on it. I'm on it. Few quick hitters for you. Before we get you out of here, we got some quick hitters. Then we'll do the 3-1-3. You're a 3-sport athlete, so you know, and you coach, so you know a lot about sports, and so we're gonna get a few quick hitters in for you. Our beloved Lions. What do you think? I mean, is it are they Super Bowl bound? Even though we had all these injuries on defense, what are your thoughts?
Obviously, I want to say, yeah.
Everybody want to say that. Yeah.
I've been waiting all my life.
Well, you said
But I feel like yes, because Dan Campbell is going to keep them focused on the goal.
Sure.
And that's the only thing. I mean, injuries, everybody's falling injuries.
Yeah.
Dale broke his knee, broke his kneecap yesterday. It's going to happen. It's how you, boom, next man up.
Mm-hmm.
Are the next man up, is that going to be a good sign? And obviously it has been a good sign because we've been injured since game 6.
That's right. That's right.
And now we 12-2. 13-2.
Yeah, it looked like it's gonna be 13-2. Right.
So I mean, I would say yes. I think we're ready to surpass the Mahomes situation. I don't care what Josh Allen did last week. We weren't ready. I feel you need not necessarily need to lose, but you need to feel that gut loss feeling in your gut, whether you lose or not.
Yeah.
Feeling like you lost.
Right.
And then, those games that, oh man, you need that. That then inspires you to not go back down to that lower side, that lost side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they I don't think NFC Championship is gonna get it.
No.
I
We
don't
had to get to the Super Bowl.
I don't think appearing in the Super Bowl is gonna get it.
You gotta win it all.
I just think the mindset is just too strong for them to just settle.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like the odds.
Yeah.
I like the odds.
So Leon, I got one for you, bro. So this could be a whole nother segment, and we can bring you back on for this one.
Okay.
Another time, but just real quick. You and I, we both coached at Henry Ford Baseball. We took a team down to Comerica Park, played in the third place game and won that. We had some great ball players, Lance Jackson, Jimmy Walker, shout out to them guys. Coach Bernard Muhammad was the head coach, and we just fell in line.
Expo Baseball.
Yeah.
Bernard Muhammad.
Yeah. Right. So, but my question to you, man, like I said, we'll get deeper into it. But real quickly, why you think kids not playing baseball today?
It's it's a draw, and when I say the draw, there is no swag draw. Let me say it like that. Okay? Because I get the same question about golf. Why kids ain't playing golf? Eastside is supporting that by giving you kids some J's, golf shoes.
Right.
Now you want to play golf to put them J's on.
Right.
So I feel like the same thing occurs in baseball. The pro level, because we just spoke on Rickey. My guy was Rickey and low key Ron LaFleur.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Lou. Those was my guys. So
you call him Sweet Lou for nothing.
Yeah.
They put it on.
Yeah. So I mean, to get that in baseball, it's hard to do now. The focus is, and I feel like this is really the thing. There's too many other things for the kids to be doing.
Yeah.
And they ain't even physically out doing
outside.
it.
Right.
They just got too much going. We got too many gadgets. They'd rather sit at home and play on the phone.
Oh yeah.
On an iPad or whatever.
We were talking about that the other day. Kids these days,
they
ain't no outdoor. It's swiping that phone, hitting that, boom.
If it was 2023, I would never have met him because I would have been at the house.
Yeah, you're right.
I would have been at the house. He would have been in the house, not coming out.
Right.
I would have been at my house around the corner, one block away, but never met him.
Right.
If 1975 was 76 was today.
Yeah. Right. Never would have happened. Yeah.
So that's real big. That's real big. And hopefully it changes because it's obviously being taken over by, you know, the Dominicans and, you know, they in it.
They in it. Yeah, that's what they do every day, all day.
That's their piece out of that
environment.
So we don't have it. Our kids got it too good. When they don't even have it good, they got it too good.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Well, you obviously have a relationship with the NBA because, you know, you were, you know, Coach Allen Iverson and watched him throughout his career, supported him in his career. I'm sure you've heard about the new All-Star game format. What are your thoughts about the new format?
They got to do something.
Yeah, I agree.
They got to do something.
They got to do something.
You know, that's what you show you care when you do something.
Right.
Whether it works or not, that's just like the playoff. I mean, you got that 4 game that
college playoff.
Yeah. Come on. So come on. We got to do something till we get it right. So change it till you get it right. Because people not even
tuning in. I mean, you score 400 points. In a play, it's no. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, what we doing? Same with the football and Pro Bowl. You ain't tackling, you ain't hitting.
Well, you know, at least they saying, you know, home field
advantage. Exactly, it counts.
Man, that's a little something. Wait on. You know?
There's an incentive. There's an incentive.
There's an incentive. I mean, unfortunately, you got to keep changing until you get it right.
Right.
You know.
Well, we're at the point where we do the 3-1-3 segment.
3-1-3, baby. 3-1-3.
All Detroit, all the time segment. Okay. So we got 3 questions. You know, 3 questions. One, you'll name 3 things. For the 1, you'll name 1, and for the 3, you'll name 3. All 3 of us will be asking you something a little different to get your perspective, and we'll start with Jess.
PSL, man, give me 3 of the best athletes you've seen in PSL history. And your history runs deep, but you only get 3, bro. Now on the 3-1-3, you only get 3. Present company excluded.
I don't think I would be in the 3, but maybe top 10. I know a couple of athletes at 4 alone.
Name one of each sport.
Yeah, so whatever. Yeah, how you gonna do it? Yep.
I like Twan and who?
Okay.
The judge.
I like
shout out to the judge. Yeah.
Man, he was doing hash mark jump
back before Curry. Right, exactly.
When it was still 2.
Right, when it's still 2. Right.
All to the sounds of let's work in the gym.
That's right.
So let's see. Wow.
So we got the judge.
That was hard.
You got 2 more. We got the judge.
I got 12.
I tell you what, I'm gonna go with one of my players that I thought was just ridiculous, but it just didn't work out for him. Tony Walker.
Tony Walker. Baseball. Yeah. Okay.
Tony Walker was that guy, man. Everything. He'd still walk the play center field. He going to take right fielder's ball behind him.
He getting all that.
Everything. So I like Tony Walker was a real cat on that baseball field. So I
got one more. What's your 3rd?
Football guy.
Man, hold up. It's cool. I gotta go with the guy that got me my stuff. B Hall, come on.
Hey, the elephant in the room.
Right.
Man, I only know one other guy.
No B Hall, no me.
B Hall, no you.
It's the whole way. Yeah, that's right. Yes, sir.
Big dog.
Shout out to B Hall.
Shout out to B Hall. You B Hall, you coming, baby.
2025.
Yeah.
You already
right
locked
after
in
the holiday, we got you locked in, B.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm going to hit you up with just one question on the 3-1-3. Best advice somebody ever gave you, whether it's from athletic standpoint, academic standpoint, just life.
Yeah, so it's life, really. I mean, you know, Coach Hoskins.
The great Joe Hoskins.
Yeah. Hard work is definitely going to pay off.
Yeah.
They say hard work is undefeated.
So when you say pay off, it can pay off big, it can pay off little. But what's considered big and what's considered little is really in your mindset.
Got you.
You know, somebody else might say, we'll just use hoop real quick. Hey, he hit 40. But your mindset is like, my goal was 50.
Right.
Right.
That is just depending upon who's assessing that final thing. So that's hard work.
Hard work,
man.
There it is.
And So he said it like this: proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Yep. We call it the 12 P's.
Yep. Yeah, we call it the 6 P's.
Yeah. That's because you went to 4.
Yeah.
I went to Mackenzie. We had 12 of them.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
That was the Doja way.
That's the Doja way. Right.
So the last 3 of the 313, we know you a dresser.
Oh, Lord.
So give
one
us
of the
3
best.
do's and don'ts of dressing.
Wow.
Some things that you know, kind of, you know, when you putting your fit together, some things that you always want to do, or maybe some advice that you would
before you leave the house, the 3 things.
Yeah.
3 things.
Before you,
the do's and don'ts.
Well, I would just go with dressing in general. I like to pass this on from my clothing game, is that every man should have 6 white shirts.
Yeah. I remember you saying that on your show. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't care what's going on. 6 white shirts, 3 blue shirts. Blue shirts are white shirts. Okay? Blue is white. Don't matter. You can wear whatever, however it go. The color of the shirt, solid-wise, does not really play a role. Be it blue.
Okay.
Okay? Blue can go with anything you got going. It don't matter. Black, brown, gray, pink. Purple.
Wow. Okay.
So that's the one thing. So every man in his closet should have 6 white shirts, 3 blue shirts. And he should have a blue, a gray, a brown, and a black suit or blazer.
Okay. All right.
And he should always have clean shoes.
That's the 3. That's the 3.
Black, brown.
So obviously it should be black and brown to start.
Okay.
Then you can get into your colors. If you want a blue pair of shoes, et cetera, you can go there. But a pair of black and a pair of brown shoes should be cleaned. After 5 wears, they should be polished up.
Nice.
5 wears polished up.
There it is. There it is right there.
That's from the L.
Your style guide. That's style right there.
Yeah.
Well, before we let you go, we got a gift for you.
Uh-oh.
For the golfer in you, we got this Brown Couch Bruhz 3-in-1. So it's a divot tool, ball marker, and can opener.
After the golf.
There you go.
Right.
The 19th hole. The 19th hole too.
There you go.
Thanks for coming out. Where can the people find you? Social media wise.
Oh man. Let's see. Wow, that's too much. Let's see. Hope this mine. So you got too much. Is that on Facebook?
I think that's Instagram. Yeah.
So it's TOO 2 TOOMUCH.
Okay.
And that's only come about because I wore number 2 in football.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want nobody to think that arrogant.
No.
That's too right. Too much. Yeah.
All right. And let's see. YouTube, El Maynard Styling.
There we go.
Yep.
Yep.
Check him out on that.
Right.
A lot of good info on that.
And let's see. And Eastside Golf. I'm Lee at eastsidegolf.com.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
There we go.
We'll have all those set up on the show, on the screen on the show. So when this comes out, people know where to find you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Lee Maynard.
Hey, there we go. We got it. I told you we was gonna be bringing homegrown talent to the show, man. They need to be showcased. They need to be focused on. Just to let y'all know, hey, Detroit. It's the Brown Couch Bruhz. We bringing it here locally. You ain't got to go far. It's right here.
Sweet brown and gold. Sweet.
Record North. Yeah. And that's been another episode of the Brown Couch Bruhz. Like, subscribe, and share this episode.
Like, subscribe, share.
Catch you next time.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.